Hello! For today my horns come out because I want to talk about the fact that we have walked into quite heavy monetization in this game, and because it was done at the right time and appealed to some audiences, it went kind of unnoticed and mostly was approved by other players, by which I mean now we seemingly have a top-up event running every single month. It's no longer like once in a blue moon thing, it is now a constant spend £15 to get an outfit, or spend more to get a different outfit if we take 2.0 top-up event into consideration. Furthermore, we now have tiered purchases as more of a usual thing where you have to buy one tier to get another tier to get another tier. If I switch to internet conversations about both of these things happening, some people are obviously unhappy, but a lot of people are completely okay with it. So for example, this person is posting about makeup. They must have heard the criticism of putting the makeup behind the milestone scheme instead of the usual 180 stellarites. So what did they do to resolve players' frustration? Keep the same system and just add another makeup for the usual stellarites price. And which one do they lock behind the milestones? Of course, it's the friggin' dark gothic one. The responses are as such. This outrage will never be addressed, so it's best all of you to stop wasting your energy. All of the Asian countries, who have much bigger spending wallets than we do, absolutely adore the tiered purchasing events. Go on Rednote and you will see that China players begging for more. I know that you're upset, but realistically the tiered spending is an amazing deal, and you don't need to spend all $10 to get the makeup. Like, all the people complaining they have to pay for more BS purchase to get the makeup. Like, girl, it's 29 cents and some other tiny purchase. You're spending less than $5 total. One thing I can agree on though is that having a cart option so I don't need to keep making super tiny microtransactions. Yeah, people need to stop being so affected by FOMO, not gonna lie. We'll get another similar makeup for free banner eventually, anyway. Exactly, it's very cheap for what you're getting. Personally, I love it and have purchased everything both times. At least you're not having to pull on an outfit you might not even want to get the full makeup set. Plus the props that you're usually having to pull a full outfit, or almost depending on, are available too. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Similarly, on Infinity Nikki official, there has been a thread about why are we getting spending events 2 months in a row. I thought that they were just for double banner patches. Are they going to be a permanent thing now? Not exactly a fan of that. And the responses are things like, the funny thing is, almost all the comments on Weibo are very excited. Like, OMG, thank you for listening, please make sure to have a spending event every patch from now on. It's interesting to see how different communities want such different things. So, as it is a wildly acceptable practice, it is somewhere that the game is now at, and people obviously are just freely accepting that. If you're wondering why there are so many cuts in this video, I feel like there's a hair somewhere on my face. So I keep on stopping recording to scratch it. I should just resist the desire to scratch the hair on my face. As the community is wildly accepting that this is not something that we're ever gonna change, that this is now the new norm. And honestly, when it comes to top-up events, I can't say that Life Makeover tends to have a top-up event every single month. I do believe that people that say that these things are not gonna change are probably entirely correct, but it doesn't quite sit well with me because it feels like we have a three-tier economy here now, We have diamonds, which can be a free-to-play currency. They're not necessarily paid, though you can buy stellarites and convert them to diamonds, and pulls happen through diamonds. You get stellarites for either buying stellarites directly or either purchasing monthly, and the stellarites that you get can be used for shop outfits, or they can be used to convert to diamonds. And now you have a money tier. It was always there to some extent, but the money tier is becoming more prevalent, where you have to pay real money only, and you have to do a certain amount of purchases in order to get the desired item. And that just, it doesn't sit well with me. So what would I suggest to improve the systems that are likely not gonna change? I can't fight windmills. I can't say that the tiered purchases should go away over and over and over again if they're not gonna. I can't say that the top-up system should go away if they're just not gonna. I do feel that it is kinda sad that as a community we walked straight into this, and that the community is so accepting of this, and that we also all kinda know that it's not gonna change. So what would I suggest? First of all, my new desire is that tiered purchase outfits do not exceed a person needing to spend over $15. This is a dress-up game. I would like more people to be able to access the outfits rather than less people. I think locking avatars, adding extra diamond returns, adding extra dye prisms for spending more money is entirely fine. Even like refund full-on pulls back to people for spending more money, that is fine. But last month, the full 4-star outfit with the evolution cost £60. That was a bit much. We're entering the territory where whales do have quite the... Whales have outfits that they can show off their whaliness with. And you could argue that the first store outfit was in that direction too, because it costs, what, £30 to £50 to buy with stellarites. But here's the thing, if that thing ever reruns, and we are seeing store reruns, you can accumulate stellarites through purchasing monthlies. So through the years, as store reruns happen, they're not gonna be a symbol of whalicism the same way that here's a top-up event, here's a one-time outfit, spend £60 to have the full outfit is going to be. And I don't really like that two-tier existence, because a whale could have every single banner, and a free-to-play player could have like maybe every 4th banner, maybe every 3rd banner when it comes to like 5 stars, but in the end, if a free-to-play player really saved up, they and the whale could be wearing the exact same things during that patch cycle. Let's say both pulled full evolutions. Maybe the whale does that every month and the free-to-play player does that like once half a year. But it's possible. You won't see a difference between these two players. With very expensive top-up outfits, you do now have outfits that will kind of be exclusive to people that really whale. And if there's one thing that I could limit here, that would be it. I think we shouldn't have very expensive top-up outfits. Keep it at $15. That's fair enough. It kind of matches Life Makeover. It's not too outlandish. You satisfy the Chinese players that really want these top-up events, while also putting the floor for how much you need to spend to get the full thing rather low. It's effectively Battle Pass and monthly. So this would be my suggestion for this part. If we can't escape this part, then so be it. Now, for this part, somebody well, this is the tiered purchase thing. Somebody told me that you can put them all into basket and check them out in one go if you're buying from Infolt's website rather than in-game. I still would like to, first of all, there being a button here saying purchase this in all previous tiers. I don't even know if I'm pointing in the right direction. Good. So like directly underneath the $4.99, you could just have purchase this in all previous tiers, and you could like do it for all the tiers below, like purchase this in all previous tiers and so on. This would just make checking out a lot easier for everybody. So it's like a quality of life thing that I would be asking for. Secondly, because we're having such a two-tier economy of Stellarites and real money, how about we get to exchange Stellarites for a discount on this, or we get to choose to pay with real money or with Stellarites? I know that maybe the developers are afraid that people amass too much Stellarites and therefore they can purchase everything with Stellarites, but Stellarites are not a free currency. You're still being paid for a customer that does that. And because it is a paid currency only, why not give that choice? Why not sell something for real money and Stellarite? And maybe it could be cheaper for real money so that, you get some sort of buckies up front from all of this, so that people might say that it's silly to use the Stellarites to get this because it's not as good of a deal. But at the same time, it means that if somebody is only buying monthlies, and that they don't really access anything else, they have a chance to save up the Stellarites to then spend on the tiered purchase and still get the things that they want. Mind you, I still don't like it. I don't like that we walked into this and that this is a-okay with everybody and that we're just accepting this monetization. It's not my favorite. I'm not a fan of it. But if this is the way that the game is going, I think that we could at least give feedback to improve the existing systems in some way. And I know that we're giving feedback against whales that are giving probably a completely different type of feedback, but I still think that giving feedback matters. And I still think that the game could be improved and that there could be little things done that just make it more accessible for more people when it comes to things like these. I don't think that the community should be hostile to people that want change. I think that maybe we could all just come together and find some sort of middle ground where we could make the very monetized parts somewhat softer and somewhat more accessible to people. I think that would be okay. And look, if you're gonna make Stellarites useless to a point where, well, they're not useless, they're store outfits, but if this is a 3-tiered system where 2 of the tiers are paid, but one paid tier, aka real money, like goes above the other paid tier, which is Stellarites, which are also purchased with real money, but you can like amass those over time. Look, if you're gonna like downgrade Stellarites in value and what they bring, then maybe start allowing free-to-play players to exchange 4 Stellarites at a stupid rate, like $100 diamonds for 1 Stellarite. Let it like flow back and forth, so like 1 Stellarite gets you 1 diamond, but 100 diamonds gets you 1 Stellarite. That way, if you want a 60 Stellarite outfit, but you're entirely free to play, you can just spend 6,000 diamonds, which would be, what, nearly 60 poles? Like, it would be a very high amount, but then you could have access to this if we're, like, devaluing Stellarite. If we're devaluing Stellarite, then at least we could make it accessible for free-to-play players. If we're not devaluing Stellarite, then we could allow people with stellar rights to perhaps pick up the purchases that are done for real money too, just at a worse price point, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe we could just like soften the monetization practices and meet each other in the middle. What do you guys think? If you could provide feedback on the monetization practices, what exactly kind of feedback would this be? And how are you feeling about this whole thing? How are you feeling about top-up rewards? How are you feeling about tiered purchases? Do feel free to just leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I hope that I'm gonna see you on my other videos. So thank you so much for watching, and toodaloo for now, but first, thank you so much for my Patreon supporters. Okay, now that that is said, now that everybody's thanked, I can actually end this video. So everybody have a good day, and bye bye.